End of the year, time to assess which fragrances got me the most compliments and share with you my top 10 most complimented fragrances. What's up guys, this is This Entrepreneur, here today with a new video to cap off 2018. This is going to be one of my last videos for the year. I do have one or two more that I want to get out, but this is probably, in most people's opinion, the most important. This is my top 10 most complimented of 2018, the whole year added up. So this is what has gotten me the most compliments all year. I mean, I've got every fragrance in my collection has given me some kind of compliment over this year probably, but these are by far the best. These are by far my top 10, and I'm going to share with you just when and where I would get these compliments and roughly, you know, how many I would get. So we're going to kick off this list at number 10. Number 10 is actually a really cheap fragrance, and you know, it's one of those cheap legacy fragrances that just always makes the top cheapy list because you know, it's really unparalleled when it comes to cost effectiveness. So this is Nautica Voyage at number 10. Nautica Voyage, you know, people like to hate on it now because it's old and they're newer, shinier things, but it still works. It's a really nice aquatic fragrances, and in the summertime, I still get plenty of compliments from Nautica Voyage. You know, it's just a casual fragrance for me. Casual beach, you know, maybe a daytime date, but nothing crazy, nothing expensive. And Nautica Voyage is just perfect for any scenario like that. So just because it's a little older, don't rule this one out. It still works fine, and it makes it in at number 10 for me. Next up is a decant, and this is probably going to be a lot higher for a lot of guys, but for me, I don't know, I just didn't seem like I was getting the reactions that a lot of bros talk about. This is, of course, from Carolina Herrera, CH Men Prive. I don't know if you can, there it is, kinda. CH Men Prive. So I used about half this decant this year. It's a 5 ml, and you know, this is really good, and a lot of people say that it's one of their top complimented, but for me, I just don't see it. Is it better than Nautica Voyage? Yeah, it is. It's sweet, it's sexy, it's masculine, but it's definitely not at the top for me. Maybe it's just a different style personality than like what I would go for. I picture a higher class, bad boy kind of guy wearing this fragrance, you know, leather jacket, dark clothes, whatever. Maybe that's just not me, but it still is a good compliment getter. It just doesn't work with this quite as well, I guess. Anyway, it's good enough to make it in at number 9. Number 8's probably the most expensive fragrance on this list. This came out at the end or middle to end of 2017, and it was, you know, projected as one of the next hype beasts. It was the next best compliment getter after Creed Aventus, and it's good. It gets some compliments. It smells awesome, but I don't put it quite in that league, that legacy Hall of Fame kind of league. This is from Parfums Elysium Parfum Cologne. So first off, bottle, fantastic. Scent, fantastic. It smells awesome. This is a blend of fruits. It's bitter. It's got vetiver in it. It's got masculine notes. There's vanilla in the dry down. I think that the Parfum version is just a bit more rich smelling, but overall I like this one a lot more. It's more designery. It's fresh. It lasts a really long time. But the biggest issue with Elysium Parfum Cologne is that it just does not project at all. And at least off of me, I believe that if it did have better projection, then it would get a lot more compliments. But the fact is with this one, if you don't catch somebody in the first couple hours, they have to get right in on you in order to smell it, and that's probably why it doesn't pull the compliments that something with a little bit more force, like a Parfums de Layton, which is further up this list, would. So at number 8, we got Elysium Parfum Cologne from Parfums. Next up at number 7 is the last decant on this list. This is Prada L'Homme Intense. See if I can focus on that. Kind of. Okay, so Prada L'Homme is actually way further up this list. Intense, it's more masculine, it's darker, it still has that sexiness of Prada L'Homme, but there's just something a little bit missing, and I couldn't tell you what the exact note is, but to my nose, it is that sparkly characteristic that Prada L'Homme has. That sparkly, friendly thing that makes it magical. Not to say that L'Homme Intense isn't awesome, because it's gotten me a lot of compliments so far, especially in the colder weather, you know. Prada L'Homme, it does not have the strength to compete in the colder weather. L'Homme Intense does. This is a really good fragrance. It's way more masculine than the original. So if you find the original Prada L'Homme a little bit soft, a little bit girly, because that iris then I'd highly encourage you to check this one out because it is masculine as hell. And it still has most of that Prodalome DNA. It's just not quite as good. I'd wear this like on nights out, both casually and a little bit more dressed up. Never formal because I don't really put on suits much anyway, but this is a really nice scent, and although it's not in the same league as the original, it's still really good, so number 7. Oh How the Mighty Have Fallen, my previous number 1 from last year. This is now number 6. Couldn't even crack the top 5. It is Carolina Herrera CH Men. So I picked up a new formulation bottle of CH Men this year, just so I could feel a little bit more free to wear this more, and I just didn't get the compliments that I'm used to. CH Men, you know, it's sugary, it's leather, it's sweet, it's got a little bit of that burnt feel. If you want to check out my video, the differences between the new and the old formulations, that's as accurate as it gets in my opinion. You know, there aren't a whole lot of differences, but there are some. This one, it wasn't even just the new bottle, it's the old one too. I just didn't seem to get the compliments I have in years past. Is it still good? Yes, but is it my number 1 anymore? Obviously not, because it doesn't even make the top 5. So it's still good, it still works. Like Nautica Voyage, don't rule it out just because it's a bit old, and old in this community is like 6 years. So anyway, don't rule it out because of that slightly outdated DNA, I guess, but it's not what it used to be. So anyway, number 6. Number 5, we go back to niche land. This is a fragrance that I don't use a whole lot, but when I do, it pretty much always gets compliments. So, from Amouage Reflection Man at number 5. You can see it's pretty well full. I don't use this a whole lot. I only wear it when I get suited up, when I get dressed up a little nicer, formal occasions. At Amouage Reflection Man, when I do wear it, it gets plenty of compliments still. You know, it's got that floral backbone, but at the same time, there's just a little bit of spice in there to keep it masculine. This is one of those niche Hall of Fame fragrances, and for good reason. It still smells awesome, it still pulls really good compliments. Dress it up, it's a little better dressed up, but you can dress it down. I'd wear this on a date, I'd wear this on a night out, even casually if you can get over the price tag. It's just such an awesome, versatile fragrance, and it pulls tons of really good compliments. Okay, I feel like this one's gonna be higher up the list next year, and it's already at number 4, which is crazy, but I've only really been wearing it this past fall and the beginning of this winter now, and it's clearly my most complimented over the past few months, but I didn't have it all year, so I can't put it higher. It is the last niche on this list. It is Parfums de Marly Layton. As promised, it does make this list. So, Layton, not exclusive, just the original. Layton, in my opinion, this is the best niche release in the past, since Creed Aventus, whatever. As far as mass appealingness, scent quality, wearability, how many frag heads like it, it's just amazing. So, Layton, when I first smelt it, I actually thought it smelled like Paco Rabanne 1 Million. No longer. I actually think this smells a little closer to like a CH Men Prive. The same? No, but still a little bit closer. You know, it's sweet, it's spicy, it's got cardamom, vanilla, it's got apple. It's very fresh, and that apple's almost juicy in the opening. It's really, really nice. And as far as compliments are concerned, all from women, all night out scenarios. It's a killer. It's a straight killer. Layton, it's sexy, it's mysterious, like I said, it's sweet. It's almost edible in a weird way, but at the same time it maintains its spicy sweetness. It's got the best aspects of everything you could put in a sexy fragrance, in my opinion. And you come out with this fresh, spicy, sweet blend that is Parfums de Marly Layton and gets so many compliments. Easily my number 1 for fall. So far my number 1 for winter, although the month has just started, or the season has just started. If I had this all year, it would be number 1. At number 4 though, Parfums de Marly Layton. Okay, into the established killers. This is my number 1 top pick fragrance for 2018. Probably right up there as one of my most worn for the year. This is from Jean-Paul Gaultier, Le Mal au Fraiche. I have Popeye, Superman's the same thing, and apparently I think there's a new one out or something. Who cares? It's a bottle. This smells so awesome. I love this. I wore this in the fall just a little bit to whet my appetite, because just in the summer months wasn't quite enough for me. This is so awesome. It was my top pick in the spring, and it was very close in the summer as well. You know, it's really, really, really good. And although the performance, it's not quite beast mode, of course not, you'll be pleasantly surprised, or at least I was. You know, you can't really smell it so well after 4 hours, but I remember a few months ago, I went in to hug a girl, and this was 10 hours after applying Le Malo Fraiche, and she gave me a really big compliment, something along the lines of, "Oh, you always smell so delicious," or something like that. I'll take that any day of the week, and even though you can't smell it, it's still hanging around, it's still clinging to your clothes. This is an awesome fragrance. It's a bubblegum, kitted up version of the original Le Malo, which was already a killer years ago. This is the new one. This is it. I love it. It still works, and it's my number 3 most complimented of the year. Number 2 is my baby, and it is Maison Margiela Replica Jazz Club. My number 1 fragrance, period. I love this so much. I love Jazz Club so much. It kind of pains me that I couldn't put it at number 1, but I think number 1 is just a little bit better. It's a little more established. Jazz Club, it's my favorite. I love wearing it. Booze, tobacco, vanilla. It's sweet. It's got this really juicy, awesome, vibrant, oh, spray it. It's on my face. It smells fantastic. My face smells fantastic. It's beautiful. It's almost spicy to my nose, and I think that's from the rum. It's just got this little bite to it that keeps it from being overly sweet, overly in your face, you know. It's in another league as far as I'm concerned. It's my favorite fragrance. I don't want to say too much about it, but I do get compliments just about every time I wear this, often more than one. And it's just every scenario. Every scenario you can think of, I'll get them. And it's fairly consistent. You know, it's a big part of why this is my number 1 favorite fragrance. So Jazz Club is at number 2 on this most complimented list. Alright, so I've been talking about it and you haven't seen it yet, so you probably knew it was coming up. My number 1 first ever clean sweep fragrance from summer 2018. This is Prada L'Homme. Coming in at number 1 most complimented for me. Oh my god. Oh my god. This is so good. This stuff is so good. You know, Jazz Club's number 1 for me. This is number 2. This is a very close number 2. This is fresh, iris, powdery, dryer sheety, soapy. Awesome. It is an awesome fragrance, bottom line. Prada L'Homme, you cannot go wrong with it. I wore this in literally every scenario you can think of this past year, and it does not disappoint in any of them. It's so awesome. Tons of compliments. This was by far my most complimented in the summer. It was unbelievable. I didn't expect it to do that well in the heat, but it does. It killed it again in the fall. It was my number 3 in the fall. I forget what the spring was, but I know it was in that consideration again. It's just a compliment magnet. I always say this to my friends. If you smell fresh and clean and a girl smells you, she's gonna like it. Prada L'Homme is about as fresh and as clean as you get. So, massive compliments for me, Prada L'Homme. Much more than any of the other ones on this list, although look out for Layton, because I seriously think that one's coming. I only had it for the fall this year, and of course, like the 1 month of winter that we're in now, and it's already crushing it. So, look out for Layton in the future. But for now, the king is Prada L'Homme. Alright guys, so that is my top 10 most complimented fragrances for 2018. Let us know down below. What'd you think? Are you surprised that CH Men just did not live up to it? I am. I really am. I thought it was going to be near the top, but it turned out like it turned out, and it is what it is. These fragrances are all good. They're all going to get you compliments. Don't take this as the word of God that you're going to get guaranteed compliments with these, except for, you know, a couple of them, because they're real good, and not just on me, but this is what's really killed it for me this year. This is what got me the most attention, and that's that. 2018 and the wraps. I wanted to do a most complimented niche video, but as you can see, I only own like 3 niche that get compliments besides the ones that don't, so maybe look for that in the new year. Who knows? Anyway, this has been The Sentrepreneur. If you enjoyed, please subscribe down below, hit the thumbs up and the bell to get notified when I come up with new stuff. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. Check out all the fragrances mentioned. I don't like to rely on compliments, and I don't encourage anybody else to do so, but there's no denying that it feels kind of good to get them. So, This is my list. I'll see you in the next video, guys. Have a great day.